Check out this free video and make sure you hit like and subscribe. Which we're going to get to here in a little while. But the big news coming out of Chamber is that The Rock has a corporate champion, and it is John Cena, who after all these years has turned heel here in his final run. And Dave, what'd you think of this angle in the show?
I mean, it was certainly well done. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was like an all-time classic angle. I'm surprised in the sense of, it being in his farewell run. And some people will note that as soon as he did it, everybody cheered, which I think everyone knew that would happen because people saw it as like a happening. They didn't boo Cena at all. How that will go in. I mean, we got a babyface heel thing going into the thing. I think that's probably a better dynamic. It's a different time. I mean, like there was a period when everyone wanted Cena to turn, and it would have been the wrong thing for business because he was selling so much merchandise that would not have sold had he turned, and he was doing the Make-A-Wish. It just wasn't the right thing, even though people were booing him all the time. I mean, now everyone's cheering him since he came back. I mean, nobody booed him at all, and but it's not his crowd now. This is the Cody Rhodes crowd. It's a different era, and he's not the guy, he's not the big merch seller, although his merch sells well. But there's, it's not necessary. You're not sacrificing anything at all by turning him. And I don't know if this was always going to be the plan or it was something that, but I'm sure we'll know tomorrow. As far as was it always going to be a Cena turn on Cody? Or was it because Rock put himself in and, because the big thing originally was the idea of Cena going for the 17th World Championship, which is sort of babyface thing. But they did this, and I thought it was shocking in a good way. So, I mean, overall, I thought it was an awesome show. I thought it was an awesome show. I thought it was a great angle. I have no idea why Travis Scott was involved. I mean, I do. I do have an idea. I mean, the reason is because they want it on mainstream, they want the clip mainstream, and they figured that more people will watch the clip of the John Cena turn with Travis Scott in there. But it did seem kind of, I don't know, he seemed a little bit out of place in a lot of ways. I mean, I get it, but, so that was that. Cody bled, hit him with the watch. They didn't push the watch thing, did they? Because at first,
they didn't push it at first because Michael Cole didn't know what was going on, and he thought he'd hit him with brass knucks. I wouldn't
be surprised if Michael Cole didn't. I mean, I guess he probably did know what was going on. They probably had to tell him how to react and everything. But yeah, he said brass knucks when it was the watch, and the idea is that this was the watch that Nick Khan gave Cody, or The Rock gave Cody, or whatever it was, the Dusty watch that he pawned or whatever. So I guess that's that year-long story that,
Well, it is, but it's a real long story of, you follow things very closely, and if you watch some post-show press conferences, but they've never played this up big on television. In fact, when Rock handed him whatever that object was, that Rock later claimed was the watch, Cody had been wearing the watch on the press conference and explaining it to the viewers before that angle even happened. So if the storyline was supposed to be that Rock was the one that gave him the watch, they never followed up on that on TV ever. If you only watch a TV, you have no idea what The Rock handed the guy. They pretty much have not talked about it since. And Pat McAfee was the only guy that noticed because Michael Cole's calling it brass knucks, and Pat McAfee goes, it's a Rolex, Cole.
Yeah, it's a Rolex, but they didn't specify, unless they did at the press conference afterwards. But they didn't, when the thing went off the air, they never specified.
No, they never told whose it was.
Significance of the significance of the watch. I mean, the story is that, and this part is true, is that years and years ago, over 20 years ago, when Cody and his sister were going, they wanted to be actresses, and they were to finance that. Dusty, had made a lot of money in wrestling, but at this point, Dusty was pretty broke. And the kids, you do anything for your kids. So he pawned his Rolex watch to fund his kids taking acting lessons from Howard Fine in Hollywood. And they moved to Hollywood. They were there for a while, tried to become actors. They did not. And that's when Cody when that didn't work out, that's when Cody got into wrestling. And then the idea was that when Cody became the top star there, that Nick Khan somehow got the original pawned watch and gave it to Cody. That's the story. I mean, I don't know if it was the exact duplicate of the watch. There was the claim it was the actual watch.
I don't believe for a second it was the exact same watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's wrestling, so who the hell knows? You know what I mean? So that's the significance of it, which was not explained.
Are you one of those youngsters today who listens to Spotify? I don't even know what it is. But I do know this. All of our podcasts are available at Spotify. You can head up right now and sign up. The easiest way to do so, f4wonline.com/Spotify. And for just $9.99 per month, you can listen to 84 podcasts on any given month. 84! 2 to 3 podcasts every single day covering pro wrestling and mixed martial arts. And if you think about $9.99 per month, that's just pennies per day. So check it out today on Spotify. That's f4wonline.com/Spotify. f4wonline.com/Spotify.